Sometimes working in a corporate environment can feel like it's literally sucking the life out of you. It can feel like all you do is just go to work and pay bills. You find that the pay is not even that great. You don't see any significant improvement in your life. You are spending all this time, all this energy working, but you don't feel like you are actually living your life. You don't feel like your life is actually improving. It's actually moving forward. You just feel like you are stuck in this non-stop rat race where all you do is work and pay bills, nothing else. I was there. I was in that place where I felt like I'm just in this non-stop rat race. I don't even know why I'm doing what I'm doing because I don't see any benefits from it besides the fact that I'm getting a check at the end of the month. But other than that, I don't see any benefit because there's just so much more to life than getting a check at the end of the month. So if you are also in that place where you feel like you are in this non-stop rat race, all you do is work and pay bills, work and pay bills, then I'm gonna share with you some of the things that I did that got me out of that situation, that got me out of that place where I felt like I'm in this non-stop rat race. Because sometimes you can't just leave your job because again you have to be responsible, you have to do the responsible thing. You can't just decide to leave your job whereas you don't have anything lined up. I'm not gonna sit here and mislead you and tell you that you must leave your job if you are not happy, but what I'm gonna help you with is to just find ways to manage that situation, find ways to make it better for yourself, because you can make it better for yourself. So that's why I made this video today. I'm just gonna share some of the things that I did, some of the decisions that I made that just helped me to feel better, to feel like I'm in a better place, to feel like my life is moving forward, to feel like I'm actually living my life. So the first thing that I did was make a decision. I made a decision that I'm no longer gonna live like this. I made a decision that I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna enjoy my life. I'm not gonna let my life revolve around my work. I'm gonna do what's expected of me when it's time to do it. I'm not gonna let work things consume my thoughts even when I'm not at work, because that's exactly what I was doing. That's exactly what I was finding myself doing. I was finding myself attending meetings while I'm supposed to be on vacation. I was finding myself answering emails while I'm supposed to be on vacation. At the end of that vacation, you don't even feel rested. You don't even feel like you did take a vacation. That's one of the things that I decided I'm no longer gonna do. I decided that I'm gonna work when I'm at work. When I'm at home, I'm gonna be at home. I'm gonna be living my life. I'm gonna be spending my life with the people that I love. I'm gonna be doing the things that I actually enjoy with my life. I'm not just going to focus all my energy, all my resources to this job, that even when I'm not at the office, even when I'm not supposed to be at work, but my thoughts, I'm still thinking about that email that I didn't answer. I'm still thinking about that report that is due. I just decided I'm no longer gonna do that because it was really taking a lot away from me, a lot more than it was supposed to take. I'm not supposed to be working when I'm at home. I'm supposed to be spending quality time with the people that I love. I'm supposed to be living my life. My life does not revolve around my job. It's not a requirement. It's not a requirement that your life must revolve around your job. You still have a life to live outside your job. If you were to die tomorrow at that job, they are going to replace you. They are going to replace you. But at the end of the day, the people that you love, they are going to know this. They didn't get to spend as much time with you because you were always talking about work, you were always on your computer, you were always on this and that. So I decided that I'm no longer going to do this. That's the first step that I took, and that drastically changed how I felt about my job, even because I was at that point where I started hating my job because it was just taking so much out of me. But once I decided to put that boundary, to put those boundaries, to say when I'm at work, I'm at work, when I'm at home, I'm at home, then things started to become so much better for me. The next thing that I decided to do was that I'm not just going to spend all of this time, all of this energy working only to just pay bills, because that's exactly what I was doing. I was just working to pay bills. I was just so scared to spend money on other things that are not necessities, to spend money on things that make me happy, to spend money on experiences, to buying myself nice things. I was just so scared of doing that. There was just so much fear around spending money on things that are not necessities. I realized that I was spending a big chunk of my money only just to pay bills. I didn't feel like I can spend money on things that I wanted, things that made me happy. I was not budgeting for things that actually make me happy, the things that I wanted to do with my money. I don't know, for some reason there was just so much anxiety around spending money on fun things, on things that I actually want for myself. There was just so much anxiety around that, and I found myself one day asking myself, but why am I waking up every day and going to work if I can't even just buy myself something nice? I'm not saying that you should not budget. I'm not saying that you should spend your money haphazardly. That's not what I'm saying. But even when I did have money to spend on things that I wanted, I found myself having anxiety around it. I found myself struggling to actually spending money on things that actually made me happy. I don't know, there's just so much around that for so many people that our relationship with money is just so complex and so complicated. But I decided that I'm gonna start working on that. I want to be able to do something that makes me happy. For the fact that I did wake up every single day to go to work, then I deserve to be happy. I deserve to spoil myself. I deserve to do things for myself that actually make me happy. So that's one of the things that I decided I'm gonna do, that started to improve my life, to level up my life, to make me feel better, to make me happier. The next thing that I did was to take charge of my environment, of my work environment. A lot of the times we think that there's not much that we can do about our work environment, because I mean, it's not just you, it's, you know, the whole work environment. A lot of the times we think that like we have very little control over that, but I realized that I needed to take control of that so that I can be happier in my workplace. Because when they talk about a toxic work environment, when they talk about toxic culture, culture is carried out by people, which means you can also contribute in making sure that your work environment is one where you are happy, is one where you are able to have boundaries, is one where you are able to choose the people that you let around you, is one where you are able to decide and choose what you get involved in, what you participate in, where you are able to choose how you respond to certain things. Because sometimes it's not just about the environment, sometimes it's about how we respond to the things that happen in that work environment. So I decided that I'm going to make changes in all of those areas. I'm going to make changes in how I respond to certain things. I'm going to make changes and decide what I get involved in, what I participate in, because it's not just work. When you talk about work environment, there are other things, there's gossip, there's this and that. By deciding all of those things, you are actually taking charge, taking control of your environment, taking control of your experience while you are in that work environment. So there's a lot that you can do for yourself. Obviously, you can't change everything in that work environment, but there's a lot of things that you can take charge of that will just make your experience more happier and more peaceful. Another thing that I decided to do is that my paycheck is going to level up my life. And I'm not just talking about what I spoke about earlier to say I want to buy myself these nice things, nice experiences. I'm talking about actually making my life better. I'm going to invest a big chunk of my paycheck to things that are going to make me more money, to things that are going to actually level up my life, because we cannot shy away from it. Money makes your life better. The more money you have, the better your life can become if you are intentional about it. So I decided that I'm going to make sure that my paycheck is invested in things that are going to make me more money. It's going to be invested in things that are going to actually level up my life. I'm not just going to focus on paying bills and saving a bit of my money and that's that. No, I'm going to save my money so that I can be able to buy things that are going to make me more money. That's one of the things that I decided earlier on, and that has really been a game changer for me. The next thing that I decided I'm gonna do, as much as this is outside my work environment, but it's part of it. It's part of the fact that I want to be happy. I want to live a happy life. I want to make sure that I'm truly happy. I'm not just pretending to be happy. I'm truly happy. So one of the things that I'm intentional about, again, is to take charge of my environment outside my work environment, is to make sure that my home life is exquisite, is to make sure that I'm enjoying my home life. I'm enjoying the people that I spend my time with. I'm very, very intentional about that, to make sure that I enjoy my life. I do the things that make me happy. I just make sure that I purge everything that feels toxic, that has any level of toxicity in my life. I get rid of it. I don't want it in my life because it's not worth it. Life is so short. Get rid of toxic people around you, get rid of toxic relationships around you. Make sure that you are peaceful, make sure that you are happy, make sure that you do the things that make you happy, and you invest your time and energy and effort on things that make your life better, that actually make your life better, that are not just enjoyable. Because sometimes we are so caught up on doing things that are enjoyable, but sometimes those things are not necessarily what's good for us. Something can be enjoyable, but not good for your health, not good for your physical health, not good for your mental health, not good for your financial health, your emotional health. I make sure that I do things that are good for me. that are good for my health, that are good for me, that are going to actually improve my life and make my life better. So I became very intentional about what I do, who I do it with, what I don't do outside my work environment, so that I make sure that I maximize my time. I make sure that whenever I'm not at work, I am living my life. I am happy. I don't spend it on things that don't make me happy. I don't spend it with people who make me feel bad, with people who don't want the best for me. I don't spend it. I just get rid of all of that in my life. I don't need it. I just need peace and happiness. I'm very intentional about it. I don't participate in things that don't give me that. If it's not gonna give me peace and happiness, I don't want it. Keep it. I'm fine by myself in my house. So I'm very intentional about that. So make sure that you are also very intentional about that, because a lot of people are dealing with things that they don't need to be dealing with. I don't know whether it's because they don't realize that they actually have the power to not deal with that. They can just decide that I'm no longer going to be dealing with this because it's not serving me, it's not giving me anything in return. I'm just not going to deal with it anymore. So I'm very intentional about such things. So I hope this video is also going to help you if you may be finding yourself in a situation where you feel like it's toxic, you are not happy, you just feel overwhelmed, you just don't even know where to start. So I hope this video is going to be helpful for you. I'm telling you, if you implement some of these things, you're going to find yourself in a much better place. So if you did enjoy the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and also do click the subscribe button. I'd love to have you over. Until the next video, bye.